Alright. So we move on to understanding the internal measures for public relations. How the PR department has to maintain the right kind of relations with its employees, with the owners, with the managers, so as to have the right kind of strong asset for an organization. Now we all know that from all the assets that any organization owns, the employees are its biggest, strongest and the best assets that it could have. If there are no employees only working for them, any kind of manual or for that matter computer related job will not be able to work on itself. So the very first internal measure is nothing but your suggestion schemes. The best example for this is, let's understand, but most of you all must have seen the movie Nayak, Anil Kapoor being the one day singer, right? And what he starts as a very good measure is leaving these complaint boxes, alright? Now, convert these complaint boxes into suggestion boxes of the organization. Now, say for example, I am into managing the salary for 5,000 employees working in my organization or 5,000 employees in my particular branch. Now, what difficulties I am facing personally while releasing the salary is something that only I will understand because I am working on it. So, I can give a suggestion to the organization that every month you signing a certain amount of checks and then releasing these statements. Why not we go for an electronic signature which will give me, being the salary dispenser, the authority to use your signature on these checks, and every month I don't have to wait for my boss or my top level manager to sign personally on me. Say for example, if he's out of town, the signing authority is only with him and he's out of town, and for a good number of days these checks are pending. What will happen? The salaries will not be released on time. So as a suggestion scheme, I can let my boss or my higher authority know that this is the problem. According to me, this is the solution. If it's feasible, if it's workable, we surely can work. Now, ideally, suggestion schemes move up to down. From the lower management, it goes to the upper management. Because people who are on the ground work, doing the groundwork, field work, they understand the difficulties or they understand what can improve so that the functioning can become much more smoother or can become much more better. Hence, suggestion scheme is one strong internal measure that the PR department should ensure that it has in its organization. And sometimes the silliest or the stupidest suggestions turn out to be one of the best policies the organizations can have. So always, as a PR department, they should encourage a lot of suggestions from the people who are actually doing the job rather than strategy setting and drafting those policies. Then we move to the second one, is advice and counsel. What the PR department or the PR expert needs to understand or needs to do for its internal stakeholders is to advise and counsel them time and again. Now, these two words kind of sound similar to us. We use it as synonyms, advice, counseling, but there is a major difference between advice and counseling. Advice normally is more of a one-way communication. I know what your difficulties are and I will give you a list of things that you need to do in order to improve your personality or in order to improve or for you to upskill your skills such that a promotion is possible for you. Right? Normally, when you want to go abroad, you go for the counseling method, which is what we'll understand now. What is counseling is, I'll first try to understand what are your problems and then give you solutions to it such a way that we both are working towards a solution. So if you come to me saying that my issue is I'm heavy, I'm overweight. So as a counselor, I'll tell you, you think you are overweight? What do you think are the reasons that you are overweight? I, as probably a doctor or an expert, know the reasons, but I'll try to ask you. So you will say probably my unhealthy lifestyle, I'm not working out, I'm not eating the right kind of food junk. So I'll tell you, counselor will tell you like that. You know that you are not eating right, right? So why are you not eating right? Why can't you change your diet? Alright, you want me to help you, I'll give you a diet. Then I will provide you a diet as a counsel. But as an advisor, hey, you are fat here. You need to reduce. Why don't you just go on a keto diet? Why don't you do this? This is more persuasive in nature, whereas counseling is facilitative in nature. With each conversation that the person has, a two-way communication, you offer advice, you offer suggestions as to how a problem can be overcome or how a problem can be solved. So that is the difference between advice and counseling. So time and again, organizations should invest in their employees and advise them when it's really needed. Maybe some employees really not performing well, and you need to have certain stringent methods. So you advise them, take these so courses, finish it off, and we'll see what is to be done. Whereas in counseling, you try to understand, okay, is there something that's bothering you? Your performance has drastically gone down. Then the person says that, okay, there is some family problem, something stuck emotionally. So you help the person overcome emotionally, and then guidance. I think you should also along with this take a certain course. This is definitely going to help you for your personal development, for your professional development, and you make the person go through this. So the difference between advice and counseling being the second method of internal measures. Then the third measure is having your in-house publications. Alright, most organizations have this either semi-annually or annually. They come up with a magazine where they let everybody know who are the top management. If certain positions have changed, the CEO has changed, the CFO has changed, the sales, chief sales officer has changed, the HR has changed. They publish all these details here. Apart from that, they also let them know that okay, last year we had the annual sports day. This was the winner. Or we had the badminton tournament. We had table tennis tournaments. We had chess tournaments. Okay, we went for certain excursions. We went for certain picnic. We went for one-day outings. So this is what it is. We had seminars throughout the year. Who were the eminent speakers? What was discussed? Okay, employee of the month, employee of the week, employee of annual year, the employee of the year, who is the salesman of the year, who is the salesperson of the year. So awards, recognitions, everything is listed nicely yearly, and that kind of information is passed on to the employees. So what basically it does, it motivates the employees that if I am good with this, I can be a part of this particular team, and my name can also come in the magazine. Institutions have that, the colleges, the schools, every year they publish magazines and they give out such this information to its internal stakeholders, right? So employees get to know a lot of things. The last measure of internal stakeholders are the miscellaneous or the others. Now let's understand these others, which are the parameters. There are 6 parameters under these other measures. So let's understand each of it in detail. Okay, so we move to the 4th parameter of internal measure, that are the other systems. These other systems have 7 systems under them. Now what are these 7 systems? The first one is notice boards. Notice boards, as you students must have normally seen it in your classrooms. A green color based velvet board or a maroon color based velvet board where important information is stuck so that you are able to access or able to read it between your periods. Now in organizations, normally these notice boards are placed at the entry-exit points, or probably where they have kept these coolers or where they've kept their pantry room. So when people are probably sipping water, they can read certain stated information. So information like, say for example, there is an internal vacancy, or there is a cultural night organized by the so-and-so department, or say for example it's Diwali time. So on so-and-so day we'll be celebrating Diwali. The employees are requested to wear traditional dresses and take part in the various competitions or things organized by the HR department. So these notice boards are of primary importance to convey to the internal public about what's happening within the organization. Second we move towards is posters. Now what are posters? Posters are basically demonstrations in terms of pictures. So pictorial representations are nothing but posters. So say for example, save water. Okay, the organization has taken up a charge of not wasting a lot of water. So wherever there are taps, there are posters that save water, or say for example save electricity. So next to the switchboard, a poster is said that if nobody is there in the room or nobody is there in a certain premise, please make sure to switch off the lights and fans before you leave the premises. Alright, or probably where you have your Xeroxing machine. Organizations have their in-house Xerox centers, or they have their places where employees can go and photocopy for themselves. So there you mention that not unnecessarily take additional photocopies, save paper as much as possible, wherever possible, send a soft copy format, wherever necessary only then take a hard copy format. So posters are also one way of communicating to your internal audiences. Then we have the employee handbooks or the manuals. So a proper 40-page, 100-page, depending on what kind of organization, what kind of policy wants to let the employees know, it makes a small handbook. Okay, what is a casual dressing system? What is the open door policy? If you want to apply for leave, what will be the policy? If you want to go for a certain program or a certain course, what will be the policy, or what will be the procedure, what will be the method that you have to forward or you will have to go through, are nothing but a part and parcel of your employee handbook. Or how, in terms of, say for example, sexual harassment, if a female is being targeted, or if males are also being targeted, sexual harassment is no longer restricted only to females. Even males can apply for it. Sometimes it's the other way around. So all the procedure of how to go ahead with it, what all documents are needed, evidence is needed, whatever, are explained nicely in the employee handbook, which is given to him or her during the time he or she joins the organization. So on the day of his orientation in the organization, the very first day, apart from the joining formalities, he's also given or she's also given an employee handbook. Then the fourth one is public address system. Now what is the meaning of public address system? Say most of you all must have seen how organizations look in terms of in movies, how they show. There is a huge space, then there are spaces made, and each employee sits on a certain designated space. But overall it's a very open area. So what happens in public address system? Probably using the speakerphone concept, the micro, those speakers, loudspeakers. You stand what do you call it? The manager stands at a certain place and shouts out in the loudspeaker. So at one point in time, everybody on the floor has access to or gets to know as to what the employee wants to convey. Say for example, today at 3 o'clock we are going to have a cake cutting for so and so person. So instead of writing emails or putting up posters or notice boards, information on the notice board, you just make an announcement. Better way of understanding this is in schools. Each classroom had a certain speaker attached, which was connected to the principal's cabin, and probably she or he would address majority of the students at one point in time through these speakers in my system. So that is nothing but the public address system, the fourth one. Then we move to the fifth one, is organizing film shows. Like say for example, making the employees watch Chak De India and trying to make them understand the lessons of it, or making them watch the movie Salesman of the Year or Lakshya, and then trying to tell them that what is it that you understood from the employee perspective, from the manager perspective. So what if you take example of Chak De India, as a coach, as a manager, what are the roles and responsibilities of SRK in that particular movie, and how are you associated with him? Are you also in the same way of managing so many people under you? If there are conflicts between your employees, how you have to be strategically playing a role of a coach, of a mentor, of a guide, so that your team gives out the best at the same point in time there are no conflicts. So showing movies and trying to understand lessons of it, or trying to understand what is the deeper meaning of each film, or a short film scene or a long film scene. Then we move to the sixth one, which is getting to know your people, is planning picnics for them, or planning one day outing for him. Maybe over a weekend, maybe on a weekday, planning these walkathons, these marathons, these jogging things, cycling fundas. So what happens is you are bonding your employees with each other so that they want to work the best for their organization. Ideally, an employee spends good 10 hours within the premises of your organization. So if he is not comfortable with a colleague or with a manager or with the system, he is definitely not going to give his or her best. So to ensure that that kind of friendship, that kind of closeness, that kind of comfort feeling comes into the employee, they organize such trips. And at the same point in time, it's also with the relaxation parameters that you worked a lot for the organization. One day it's a day for you to just chillax. You take them for picnics, you take them for lunch, you take them for dinner. So this is the sixth internal measure for your public relations. The last one are the other systems. Now what is the meaning of other system? Probably using your telephones that have conference call facilities in it. Alright? Or the interconnect. You don't have to, you just pick up the call and dial 197 and internally the phones are connected. So you're able to speak to the person directly on the desk. Or probably using your computers and having a common drive where all the photos probably of an event are posted. So everybody has access to it. So these are the ways via which the public department connects with its internal employees, or are the internal measures for public relations. We'll quickly just run through which are the other methods under internal methods miscellaneous. First is your notice board, then you have your posters, then you have handbooks, employee handbooks. Fourth, you have your public address system, then you have film shows. Sixth you have is your one-day picnics, and the last that you have is your computer or telephone related system. So with this we understand the external measures that the PR department takes and the internal measures that the PR department